Okay, let's talk about journalism. Let's talk about journalism, or whatever CNN is calling it these days. Clarissa Ward, their star reporter, just made headlines with what I can only describe as breaking news: the Broadway musical. Here's the setup. She's in Syria, wandering through this abandoned prison. No guards, no other prisoners, just one guy alone in a locked cell, wrapped up in a blanket like he's auditioning for Les Mis. She's there with her camera crew, and they rescue him. Sounds great, right? Except there's a few details that don't quite add up. The guy's been locked up, supposedly, for a couple months. No food, no water for days, and yet he's spotless. His clothes are clean. His nails look like they've been getting mani-pedis in solitary. And his cell, no dirt, no mess. Folks, it's less prison and more Pottery Barn's showroom. And then the pièce de résistance. They bring him outside. He looks up in the sky just like it's another Tuesday. No blinking, no squinting. Meanwhile, I can't even open the fridge without a recoil and a wince. Bright lights. Now, you'd think this would raise a few eyebrows, but the rest of the media? Crickets. And why is that? Because they're all part of what I like to call the media protection racket. They've got each other's backs, like a bad cop movie. One of them goes rogue, they all look bad, so they just pretend everything's fine. And like watching a magician flub a trick, and the whole audience politely claps along anyways. Don't get me started on the moral jujitsu they pull. If you question it, you'll get hit with so you don't care about Syrians? No, I care about Syrians. I just also care about whether my news is based in reality. Let me be clear. I'm not saying Clarissa Ward is a bad journalist. She's actually great at theater. But if CNN is going to stage rescues, at least make them believable. Throw some dirt on the guy. Tussle his hair. Give us some realism. Hollywood calls it method acting. Journalism calls it credibility. But hey, maybe we're looking at this wrong. Maybe CNN's just evolving. First, they gave us the 24-hour news cycle, and now they're giving us reality TV for news junkies. It's about as real as reality TV. Look, if the news starts looking like a Netflix original, maybe it's time to admit that something is off. Because this is the future of journalism. Because if this is the future of journalism, I'm not sure what to do. But hey, don't worry, folks. The truth always comes out. Just not on cable news. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffey Nuance Show, the best censored commentary news show live right now. Flame on. All right. Well, what's up, everybody? Nice to see you today. Got a nice 80s fade there. Today, what is it? Oh, my goodness. That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. There we go. December 16th, 2024. Almost the end of the year. We're on the streaming live right now. Rumble, YouTube, and on X at Coffee and Nuance. Just a reminder, we're trying to get to 420 for the meme followers on Rumble. We're stuck at 325. So if you found this show today and you halfway liked what you're seeing, do me a favor and hit the follow. That'd be nice. But let's get back into the big topic today, and that is, oh my goodness, I can't even hit the right buttons. Can I? There we go. CNN and the media protection racket. Now, I dubbed this, I called this the media protection racket a couple weeks ago. I did a video on this idea that the media is all in on it together. Because you would think if CNN did a fake story, CBS News might be going, oh my goodness, we'll be able to show CNN as a fraud, and we'll be able to get their viewers. They'll come to us for the trustworthy news. But it's as if they know, boy, if we call out CNN, then people are going to call us out for our fake stories, and we can't have that. So they've all have this kind of agreement that they're not going to say anything about it. Now, there is an update to the story that I'll get to in a minute. Oh my goodness, spilled my coffee. But I thought I'll show you the report from CNN, and you can judge for yourself. The idea is that the CNN journalist Clarissa Ward, her prison rescue report from Syria appears to have some staged elements in it, and it strains the credibility just a little bit. Now, a supposedly long imprisoned man locked in a deserted cell looks remarkably clean and well groomed. No visible evidence of poor conditions, and despite the suspicious details, the broader media, they're not even questioning it at all. And so this is why I call it the media protection racket, but we do have an update. But first, let's look a little bit about how this is reported on CNN.
It tops our world lead as Syria's new rebel leaders say they will not pardon Assad regime officials who tortured and killed prisoners during the decades of his brutal reign. CNN's Clarissa Ward went to a Syrian prison to find someone still locked in a cell with no idea that Assad's regime had fallen.
Deep in the belly of the regime's Air Force intelligence headquarters,
these are English letters.
We are hoping to find traces of Austin Tice, an American journalist held captive in Syria since 2012. It's one of many secret prisons across the city. This specific branch was tasked with surveillance, arrest, and killing of all regime critics.
These are all cleaned out.
We don't find any hints of Tice, but come across something extraordinary.
I can't tell though, it might just be a blanket, but it's the only cell that's locked. Is he gonna shoot it?
The guard makes us turn the camera off while he shoots the lock off the cell door. We go in to get a closer look.
Wow,
it's
she
still
goes
not
in there
clear
first.
if there is something under the blanket.
Oh, it moved. Is there someone there? I thought I saw it move. Is someone there? Or is it just a blanket? I don't know.
Hello?
Okay, it's just moving.
What could it be?
Oh. It's okay. Journalist.
I'm a civilian, he says. I'm a civilian.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
He tells the fighter he's from the city of Homs and has been in the cell for 3 months.
Okay, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay.
He clutches my arm tightly with both hands.
Okay. Does anyone have any water? Water.
It's amazing. You'll see no
Okay, it's
no
water.
human
It's
waste
water.
in the cell, no dirt.
Okay. Okay. Okay, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay.
We start to walk him outside. Thank God you are safe. Don't be afraid, the fighter says. You are free. This is the third prison they brought me to, he says. The third prison. After 3 months in a windowless cell, he can finally see the sky.
Oh, he looks at the sky. He doesn't even squint.
My God, the light, he says. Oh God, there is light. My God, there is light.
You're okay.
Stay with me, stay with me, he repeats again and again.
His beard is Nice and tight.
خليكم معي إلى 3 شهور.
For 3 months, I didn't know
ما
anything
بعرفش
about
يعني
my
ولادك، ما
family.
بعرفش يعني
3
I
months
didn't
his
hear
beard
anything
didn't
about
grow.
my children.
ما بعرفش يعني ولادي والله ما بعرفش يعني.
And let's see. You can see his hands here.
أهلي.
Very well manicured. I would say better
The
manicured than
fighter
mine.
hands
I mean, I don't go to the salon or anything like that, but his actually look nicer than mine. Pretty amazing for someone that's been in for a couple of months. Anyway, so that is the CNN report. I think we've seen enough of that. But we do have an update. And I wrote my little piece last night, but this morning there's a new update. And so here, this is from the New York Post. Prisoner CNN helped free from Syrian prison was actually notorious Assad regime torturer. Uh-oh. Yikes. So if you're going to do a staged rescue, probably you shouldn't use a regime torturer because people know who that guy is. And, they were found out. So the prisoner CNN helped free from a secret facility in Syria was actually a notorious member of Bashar al-Assad's forces, known to torture those who refused to pay him off, according to a shocking local fact check. Uh-oh. The network went viral last week with footage of the startled prisoner being led from prison by journalist Clarissa Ward. And she's had a number of these things that some might say appear staged, but that's just some people's opinion. But independent and unbiased fact checkers Verify SY, SY for Syria, published a detailed report Sunday saying that the seemingly innocent prisoner was actually Salama Mohammed Salama, a first lieutenant in Syrian Air Force intelligence with a long history of alleged war crimes. Uh-oh. We have subsequently been investigating his background and are aware that he may have given a false name. CNN acknowledged to the Post, we are continuing our reporting into this and the wider story. Well, they are continuing their reporting, apparently. Go to CNN.com and see if you can find any reporting that they're doing on this. Any update at all. Oh, that's right, you can't. Because CNN is not telling their viewers any of this new information. The CNN story last week showed Ward and a camera crew escorted by a rebel fighter visiting a former Air Force intelligence headquarters in Damascus and freeing the man who was found under a blanket locked in a windowless cell. It was amazing. The guy is in the cell, right? And apparently they shoot off the lock with a gun. Now, they don't have that, they made a point to tell us that we had to turn our camera off when they shot the lock off. Probably because they didn't shoot the lock off. But the man who was sleeping, apparently a gunshot didn't even wake him up. Right? That's amazing. Oh my. He gave his name as Adel Gerbal and claimed to have been arrested by government authorities 3 months earlier. He said he had no idea the Assad regime had collapsed. Verify SY, the fact checkers, noted, however, that he appeared well-groomed, physically healthy, no visible injuries or signs of torture. An incongruous portrayal of someone allegedly held in solitary confinement in the dark for 90 days. He also did not flinch or blink, even when gazing up at the sky, having said that he had not seen sunlight for 3 months. Well, you would think that maybe somebody at CNN would say, wait a minute, this looks a little fishy. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't put this report out. Just kidding. This got lots of clicks. This got lots of views. This got lots of shares. And they know that they can do this because they know that none of the rest of the media is going to call them out on this. Unfortunately for CNN, you got some pesky fact checkers over in Syria that are calling this out. So, oh man. It's interesting, though, the story, even in the New York Post, is not criticizing CNN for this obvious. I think it's pretty clear to everyone that it's an obvious staged event. I don't believe that, or in my opinion, it appears very, very staged. Even the New York Post, though, they're not calling out CNN for and saying that this could be staged. No, they're saying, oh, remember that guy you rescued? Well, turns out he was a bad guy. So that's a nice cover, right? So CNN was like, oh, we got tricked too. We thought he was a prisoner, and it turns out he was a torturer. You buy that? I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. But this is an example of what I call this media protection racket. And it kind of reinforces that whole idea where journalists shield each other from scrutiny to preserve credibility for the institution of journalism. So isn't that interesting? I think it was a pretty interesting thing today. So that is CNN, the media protection racket. It will be interesting to see. Will CNN actually admit this was staged, or will they say that they were duped too? They were fooled as well. I suspect they will say that they were fooled as well. And I'm expecting that most of the corporate media will give them a pass on this one. But that's just my prediction. We'll just have to see what happens. Anyway, let me know what you think about this and the whole idea of the media protection racket. You know, when I made this video, the media protection racket video a couple weeks ago, I was waiting for an event like this just to see how it was covered. And this is how it was covered. And once again, what I predicted came true. How about that? How about that? Anyway, that's all I have prepared for you today. Stick around for the after show. I'll go through your comments. Hope you are having a fantastic day. I will be back on Wednesday. Hope to see you then. Until then, peace. Well. That's don't have a lot of comments today because we don't have a lot of people watching. Oh well. What are you going to do? John came in here today. Happy Monday, John. Gonzo the Good. Hashtag fake news. Looks like fake news to me. Happy Monday, Coffee Gang. Yeah, what's up? So not a whole lot of comments, but perhaps there's not a lot of comments because you're all so amazed by this story that you're left speechless. That's at least what I'm going to attribute it to. Anyway, anyway, that's all I got for you today. I'll see you on Wednesday. Until then, peace.